everyone, welcome back to another movie review. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at the 2007 drama Alpha Dog, directed by Nick Caviezel. Now the film stars a host of big names including Bruce Willis, Justin Timberlake, Sharon Stone and the late Anton Yelchin. Alpha Dog is actually based on the actual murder of 15-year-old Nicholas Markowitz in August 2000. Nicholas, this teenager, this kid, was tragically kidnapped and murdered in a feud over drug money. Now I saw Alpha Dog back in the day upon its release on DVD in 2007. When I watched the film, it reminded me a lot of the Larry Clark 2001 film Bully, a movie that I've already reviewed on this channel. Both Bully and Alpha Dog do share similar plot points involving a young guy being murdered and the police eventually finding the culprits. Of course there are differences, but both films are based on real-life murders that involve multiple people, so there is an obvious overlap. Bully was this low-budget indie flick that garnered cult status over the years. On the other hand, you have Alpha Dog, where it had a much larger budget with its vast array of notable actors and high quality production. So the movie, set in 1999, follows a mid-level drug dealer, Johnny Truelove, played by actor Emile Hirsch. Truelove is this cocky, brash dude who's always trying to be one step ahead of everyone around him. Yeah, for sure, he's a manipulator, and he's getting his drug supply from his dad, Sonny, played by Bruce Willis. Ben Foster's character, Jake, is a customer of Johnny's who owes him money. I believe the debt was around about $1,200. Truelove basically wants paying up. Jake, played by Ben Foster, is this unhinged neo-Nazi that you wouldn't want to hang around with. Jake tries to make a deal with Johnny, but things escalate and very quickly a minor dispute becomes a blood feud. Anton Yelchin's character, Zach, is Jake's half-brother. He's a quiet kid who's at that awkward stage in life where you're trying to make friends and become independent. So Zach finds himself dragged into his brother's problems when Johnny Truelove spots him walking down the road. Johnny saw this as a perfect opportunity to use Zach as a ransom and subsequently kidnap the kid. So we have this outstanding money that needs to be paid. Johnny has now abducted Jake's brother, Zach, and holding him hostage. A large chunk of the film is dedicated to Zach's time as a hostage, but unlike the typical hostage drama that we usually see in films, Zach is treated well by Johnny and his group. The kidnapping is downplayed by both parties, and Zach remained confident that his brother Jake would sort out this whole drug money issue. I mean, the whole kidnapping was unplanned, but by the time Johnny and his crew realised what they were doing, it was too late. But Zach, having confidence in his brother, his demeanour kind of made Johnny and his friends feel more relaxed about the whole situation. What followed were scenes of Jack and Johnny's friends hanging out, smoking weed and having fun. all the while, Johnny Truelove is, talking to his dad's lawyer and trying to figure out what to do next. Separately, Zach's brother Jake gets word of the disappearance. His whole family are rightfully shocked, and Jake immediately wants revenge. The police do get involved, but Jake remains missing for days. At one point we see Johnny Truelove, Emile Hirsch's character, make a call to Jake over the phone. Johnny is trying to make a truce with Jake, yet Jake, being the neo-Nazi maniac that he is, tells Johnny over the phone, regardless of whatever happens to my brother, I'm getting revenge, I'm gonna kill you. And that kind of ends any potential peace deal happening. So the story culminates in Zach being murdered by one of Johnny's thugs with a semi-automatic up in the California mountains. Johnny gave the orders to his friend Elvis to carry out the killing, but Johnny himself wasn't present when it happened. We then see the fallout from the murder take place, with the police involved and Johnny basically going on the run with the help from his dad. Overall, I thought the film did a decent job in its portrayal of this tragic true life event, but a lot of the film did focus on the whole downtime Zach spent with Johnny's group while he was kidnapped. Ben Foster's character, Jake, was heavily involved in the beginning of the film, kind of the whole setup of how this feud came about. But after the abduction, his character kind of gets phased out of the story, which is a shame. Ben Foster is a great actor. I don't really think he gets the credit he deserves. In Alpha Dog, you could argue that Ben Foster kind of steals the show. And that's saying something when you've got actors like Sharon Stone acting alongside him. The Jake character at times reminded me of Edward Norton's character in American History X. It kind of would have been cool just to have a film, based around Ben Foster's character, just as this neo-Nazi, because, as I said, his performance was very captivating. The actor oozes screen presence, and as much as I liked Emile Hirsch as the drug dealer Johnny Truelove, Ben Foster could have easily replaced Emile Hirsch and played the drug dealer himself, which actually might have made the film better. As I mentioned earlier, singer Justin Timberlake stars in this film. He plays one of Johnny's friends who gets involved with the killing of Zach. This was around the time that Timberlake wanted to transition from singing into acting. Now, his performance was absolutely passable, nothing exceedingly bad about it. The character Justin Timberlake played was really just this rich stoner dude who gets caught up in Zach's abduction. It's not really a massive, challenging role for someone to take. But nevertheless, Justin Timberlake did a decent job here. He delivered on screen, and he wasn't too overbearing. Thinking about actors in this film, this is probably one of Bruce Willis's last great movies he was involved with. Besides all the big action stuff, Die Hard and whatever it be, Bruce Willis throughout his career has starred in some great drama-focused material. But as the years have gone on, Willis has appeared in less and less actual good films. He starred in a crime thriller in 2005 called Hostage. That's a film that I do recommend. And another film that he starred in that came out after this was the 2012 movie Looper, a great movie that I must get round to reviewing at some point. But as the years have gone on, there has been a steady decline of good quality roles that Willis took. In Alpha Dog, while his screen time is limited, Willis delivers a believable performance as a concerned father just trying to watch out for his son. There's definitely effort put into this supporting role, and I would have actually liked to have seen more from the Sonny Truelove character. You've got Johnny Truelove, this young punk kid, but he's getting his supply from his dad, Sonny. He was his son's supplier. He was a part of the criminal underworld, but in Alpha Dog, that's never really fully explored, which is a shame. And so, dislikes for Alpha Dog. Overall, my biggest dislike or biggest takeaway from this was that the movie was just kind of too Hollywood. It was kind of too stylized. The gritty story that they were dealing with, it didn't feel as impactful due to the high quality production. For example, there's a fight between Ben Foster and Emile Hirsch. Fists are flying, they're on the ground. Eventually at one point they both smash through some glass. It was really over the top, and as much as it was entertaining, you felt like you was watching a movie. And as I said, this story was based upon actual events, and I was thinking, did this really happen in real life? Two guys fighting and both going through a panel of glass like, action movie stars. It just seems kind of, This dislike really comes down to the fact that it is very similar to Bully. If I'd never seen Bully, I wouldn't know really what I'm missing, but Bully was this low budget film from 2001. It came off looking way more realistic, and it benefits when your movie is dealing with such a harsh subject matter. With Alpha Dog, it's like the filmmakers took elements of Bully and elements of the 1995 film Kids, but then over-stylized it, which in turn came off more unrealistic than it needed to be. Watching Alpha Dog, you're watching a movie. And for me, I never got fully engrossed into the world. Another dislike I had was the various party scenes that we saw between actors Anton Yelchin, Amanda Seyfried and Amber Heard. There was nothing specifically wrong about these scenes. All these guys are drinking, having a good time, hanging out, taking drugs, whatever it be. But I just felt it didn't really have any true bearing to the film. It didn't really mean anything. It didn't really mean anything to the overall story. These various party scenes that we see in the film absolutely fit perfectly in a 90s teen movie. But here in Alpha Dog, a movie centered around a kidnapping, it felt pointless and wasteful. It's like, okay, the Zach character had a good time before he was tragically murdered, but did the film need to focus so much on this? And it made me think, and my theory is that the producers may have wanted to inject a lot of the teen movie type material into the film to entice a younger audience into the theatres. You just imagine in their head, we got Justin Timberlake, he's a cool guy, he's going to bring in a lot of the young fans. We got to have this guy, smoking weed, doing all this crazy stuff. It was fine, but easily, you could have cut a solid 5 to 6 minutes of footage and you still wouldn't miss anything of the story. One final dislike I want to mention would be the character of Keith, played by actor Chris Marquette. I'm not too familiar with the actor's filmography. I'm sure he's pretty decent, but the character in Alpha Dog for me was just way over the top, and at times actually came off as annoying. Was like this character turned up to 11, super obnoxious, and he genuinely reminded me of a character that you would see from the American Pie franchise. I got these, stoner, sex creep type vibes from the character, which felt very cliche and cringe. I don't want to be too harsh on the actor because I think some blame has to also go to the director for not reeling in the performance while on set. The actor takes direction and can only do so much. If he's not given any direction to tone it down, then it is what it is. For me, I just felt that a more subtle version of the character, I believe, would have been better suited for the film. Alright, so ratings for Alpha Dog. I'm gonna rate this a 4.5 out of 10. If you like Bully from 2001, then you'll like this film as it does share very similar elements. It's worth watching and I do recommend it. For all its flaws, there are some decent performances from actors Ben Foster and Emile Hirsch that are worth checking out. Also, in the light of the tragic passing of Anton Yelchin a few years ago, his subsequent film career ended giving us a limited filmography. So in retrospect, Alpha Dog is a career highlight for Yelchin. It was a big role for a guy to take on with the limited acting experience that he had. So full credit to Anton Yelchin for being able to pull off a solid performance in and amongst such an array of big names. It's not a perfect performance, but you definitely feel the innocence of the character. And yeah, that was my review of Alpha Dog. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If any of you guys have seen Alpha Dog, please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Any fans of Anton Yelchin out there? Let me know your thoughts anyway. It's always good to read them. And thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. It means a great deal. And I'll be back soon with more reviews. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Like, subscribe.